Hello again. Mike from Mike's Critters here. I'm going to bring out another snake. This has always been one of my more favorite types of snakes. It is a very colorful boa constrictor, and as it gets a bit, well, he's almost full grown. He might get a little bit bigger, but I got him as a little baby, but he ended up having a few problems with shedding. And he was getting shed stuck on his eye, and his head just wasn't shedding properly. So I've been able to remedy that, and he will be back out to visit with groups. He wasn't able to for a while because obviously I want him to be in his best condition. But this is a snake. As we've been learning, snakes are part of the reptile family. Cold blood, scaly skin, and you'll always have a backbone being a reptile. So here we go. This is Julius Squeezer, and I have a history of naming certain things always the same name. But this snake is one that is born alive. Boas do not give birth, do not lay eggs. They always give birth to miniature replicas of themselves. He lives up in the trees of the jungles in Brazil. And there's several species of Rainbow Boa. I've only ever had this species, and I kind of find it was the prettiest colors. If he was under the right light, you might actually be able to see some of the iridescent colors on his side. I always liked that. But I had this pointed out to me at a group from a little guy. Can you see all those spots on the side of his body? And you can see he's pretty long. I thought those spots looked like eyes, and they are. There are animals, especially like moths and butterflies, that have eye spots on their body. That's a defense. If this guy's up being an arboreal snake, which means you live your life up in a tree, and he just happened to maybe make some sounds or movements that drew someone's attention up to where he was, that's possible they might see all those eye spots. You see all those eye spots, I think it's safe to assume you might think that all those eyes belong to a bunch of animals. That means you're outnumbered. You're not going to hang around there. You want to get away for your safety. And all snakes are carnivores. My house, Julius here, he eats mice. In the wild, he might eat a squirrel, lizards, frogs, birds, eggs, anything he can catch and overpower. And I always bring up certain things, so ideally we keep hearing things we'll remember, but snakes can swallow things 3 times the size of their head. I'm going to compare that with Halloween just around the corner to an adult swallowing a pumpkin. We can't do that, whereas we're well aware. And he's sticking his tongue out. He is sensing. They can't hear sounds as they don't have ears. They can't smell even though they have a nose. This guy's eyesight would be pretty good. He is nocturnal. He's up in the tree, so he does see very well. They can sense vibration, but he is tasting the air, wanting to know if predators or if food is close to him. Predators, he wants to get away, of course. And if it's food, he wants to slither to go get it. He is a very active snake, so they are going to climb around and search and hunt for food. He could be a bit of an ambush predator, but he definitely cruises around looking for food. And he would also be a good swimmer. Being up in the trees, you might think he's not on the ground. Once in a while, he might. And I do notice, as I've changed his cage a little bit, when it is getting time for him to shed, he typically starts hanging out in his swimming pool a lot to help loosen up his skin, get the right humidity all over him, so the skin comes off properly. And I've really been happy. The last couple sheds have been perfect coming off of him. So hope you guys enjoyed meeting Julius Squeezer, and I am still going to bring out a couple more for you today.